everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. Seeing as it's Friday, we are doing another French Nail Friday video, and in today's design we are going to be working with the Young Nails acrylic system. So we're going to be using their Speed White, their Cover Pink, and then their Clear to encapsulate. I'm also going to be using Simply Red from Emma Louise Nail Systems because I wanted to create a Christmas kind of ombre glittery tip. For our glitter, we're going to be using Candy Cane from Charlie's Nail Art. So starting off, I have just got a nail bed tip in my red iguana hand and then a tip to extend, which I have shaped and filed. So we're going to come in and apply a thin clear base. And I thought for today's video it would be kind of good to talk about how your acrylic changes in the colder temperatures. It is quite chilly here in the UK at the moment, and I have really noticed how much it has affected the consistency and the workability of my acrylic, no matter what brand I'm working with. So as you can see, when I placed this next bead of acrylic down, I decided to go for a smaller bead because I already noticed that the acrylic was quite runny. It was setting a lot slower because of how cold it was, especially in the room I'm working in. So when I place this bead of acrylic down, usually the acrylic would hold its form a lot more, but you can see it instantly goes to start running. So you have to really chase the acrylic around and work with it a little bit more. I always find a wetter acrylic system harder to work with, so I always opt for brands that have a more medium to dry consistency, and I've always found Young Nails to be really easy to work with. So it was a little bit trickier where it was runnier, and the reason it's runnier is just because it's cold, it's polymerizing slower, so therefore it's setting a lot slower. Now there are ways around this. I know there are people who use mug warmers or a hot water bottle, things like that, to sit their pot of monomer on, because then the monomer isn't so cold. I haven't actually tried this yet. I might give it a go. I'm trying to get into the habit of making sure I put the heating on in this room like around an hour or so before I go in there, because it is quite cold and it's a room that's only used for working in, so the heating's not on all the time in there. But it does make your acrylic application that little bit harder if you're not used to it running so much. So to combat it today, I tried to work with smaller beads of acrylic. You see here I come in with this larger bead of acrylic and I'm constantly having to push it back into place, which means I'm having to clean up my brush a lot more as well, because you don't want that wet acrylic sticking and drying in your brush, because then it's going to clump all your brush together and be a bit of a nightmare. So I'm having to work with the acrylic basically a little bit more than normal, and similar happens in the hotter temperatures, except for you get the opposite where everything sets a lot quicker, so your acrylic is a lot harder to work with because it's setting so quickly. Personally, I find that easier because I don't feel as though it ever gets hot enough in the UK for a long period of time for it to be too much of a struggle, but I'm probably wrong if you're working in like a busy salon. But working with the acrylic when it is setting slower, I personally would suggest working with smaller beads of acrylic, because then you ain't got to chase a big bead of acrylic around and start having it flowing off the nail, and then just taking your time. So you would have seen in my previous couple of videos, when it comes to shaping the smile line, I'm able to do it quite quickly, where today I'm having to keep going back in to try and get that shape as neat as possible. So when I come in here with my cuticle bead, I opted to go for a smaller bead. I'm placing it down at the cuticle area and tapping it into place, and you can just see there's loads of time to work with it. So I don't want to pull it down to blend it down too soon, because it's going to pull too much of that acrylic down and I'm going to end up not having enough in that cuticle area. So I'm trying to use tap-in motions. It started to flow off the side, so you want to make sure that you're always going in and checking your sidewalls and cleaning up as quickly as you can. And I'm still at this point even able to come in and shape that nail bed smile line area because it hasn't fully set. Now, because I worked with a smaller bead down in the cuticle area, I did decide to come in with another bead of acrylic just to build that apex area up a little bit. I'm blending this into that cuticle bead, but I don't want to create a too thick ridge around that cuticle line. Now, personally for me, I always find it a little bit harder to work with acrylic when it's colder. So you can see here, I went to go in and file and I could just tell it wasn't set yet. So I tapped my brush over it and certain areas sounded harder than others. So I did wait a little bit longer to then go back in and file. The little brush tapping technique is a great way to see if your acrylic is ready. It will sound and feel hard if it's completely set, where if it's not set, you'll get like a rubbery sound when you hit your brush against it. You won't get that nice sharp tap and you'll feel like a bit of a bounce. It'll just feel softer. So once it had fully set, I then went back into filing, and I'm just simply filing to crisp up our smile line shape and try and get it as neat as possible. And then we're going to go in and give the nail a good clean. By this point, the room I was working in had warmed up a fair bit, so when it came to doing the tip of the nail, it was a little bit easier to work with the acrylic. But I definitely think I'm going to do some of the techniques, like putting a hot water bottle down and resting my monomer on that and seeing if that helps, or even the little heat pad things that go in the microwave. So I will try that and report back, because I don't do acrylic nails often. I don't work on clients, I only work doing content. So I don't want to go out and buy something like a mug, something I'm not, like the mug warmer things, because I'm not exactly going to be getting lots of use out of it. But anyway, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks in the comments below. It's really nice to help each other out. So you might share a tip in the comment below and it might help another viewer out. So if there's anything you find makes it easier when working in the colder months, let us know. I know a few people have commented on some of my gel videos as well, saying about the builder gels being harder to work with in the colder weather too. So moving on to the tip of this nail, I kind of wanted to do a red and white ombre, but I weren't going to stress about the ombre being perfect because I wanted to add some sparkles into this nail design. So I come in with the Simply Red from Emma Louise, blended this back, and then I did leave it for a couple of minutes to dry down, just so it's not going to blend too much with the white when we start applying that white over. And then again, because of the temperature, I'm working with smaller beads of acrylic. So I placed my first bead of white acrylic down, and white can be a little bit of a tricky acrylic color to work with anyway, especially when you're working with these super pigmented white acrylics. They can be a little bit sticky, so it is always, in my opinion, easier to work with them in smaller beads anyway. So that first bead I placed down in the middle of the nail and mainly focus this on creating a bit of an ombre, and I'm then going to start using smaller beads to come down the wings of that smile line. So I'm placing these down, blending them down, and then trying to just pat and press into place, and then blending over to create that ombre effect. But I'm kind of painting these on. I don't want to add too much bulk at that center part of the tip, because I want to come in and add my glitters, and we're then going to need to encapsulate. But because these are strength powders, you can build up the tip with them if you wasn't coming in with any kind of nail art. So when it comes to down into those wings, I decided to come in with a little bit more white acrylic. So I'm patting and pressing this down just because I want to make sure that I'm building up the correct structure. And here where the tip meets the natural nail bed area, or the natural nail, this is where you're going to get a lot of breakages. So you want to make sure that your strength and structure is built up there. So I'm placing my white acrylic down here and just building up a little bit more thickness. Even though I know I'm going to encapsulate, it just helps if you have made sure your structure's there down in those wings especially. So I'm then going to go and dip into the clear acrylic and then into my raw glitter, just picking up a small amount. And I love these chunky glitter mixes because they're so easy to work with, because you have got the mix of chunky and fine. I was meant to say multi-cut glitter mixes there, not chunky, because you've basically got a mix of chunky glitters and finer glitters. So you're able to just use that one glitter and create a super cute little swoosh across the ombre. So here I'm just using my brush wet just so I can nudge those glitters around into place. And then again, I left this a couple of minutes to set. We're then going to come in and encapsulate using the Young Nails clear acrylic. So I'm placing my first bead down, again working with smaller beads just to make it easier, blending this back over the smile line. Don't stress if any of your colors, your glitters, your clear has gone over that smile line extended nail bed area, because you can file and remove all the excess, and then you'll reveal that sharp crisp smile line that you created. Now I do still need to encapsulate a little bit more, so I'm coming in with another bead at the tip of the nail, placing this down and then blending this back, and then I'm just going to pat and press into into place at the tip of the nail just to smooth that acrylic out. I don't want to add too much thickness to the very tip of the nail, but we do want to make sure that there is enough in thickness there that it's not going to break, and then also making sure that we are encapsulating all of those glitter pieces, otherwise you will just file them off, which of course we don't want to do. I'm always tapping my brush along my side walls just to try and keep them nice and thin, and then looking at the nail, it did just look a little bit thin, so I come in with another small bead of acrylic just to help thicken that tip a tiny amount. Now I did then have to leave this to completely set again before going in and filing, and I started off by filing over that smile line to remove any of the excess acrylic that had gone over on to the extended nail bed area, and then I'm just going to work my file over the entire surface of the nail, just contouring around and then coming in and creating or sharpening up our shape. I did create a lot of my shape with my base tip, so I just kind of bringing that back to a sharp shape after applying all of our acrylic. I tend to take the tips out when I file on the red iguana hand because I just find it a bit easier, so I only left in a small clip of finish filing basically. And then always like to go over the nail and buff just to remove some of those harsh scratches that are left behind from filing, and then you're going to want to give the nail a really good clean to remove all of that dust from filing. I then also like to wipe over with some alcohol as well just to make sure everything is super clean. And then of course you're going to come in and bring this nail back to life with our gel top coat. So this is the Ultimate Shine top coat from Young Nails, and I love this. It feels kind of like a hard gel top coat. It has a really hard finish and it has the most beautiful shine, so it is beautiful to work with over glitters because look at all of that sparkly goodness. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I really want to get into the swing of uploading some more Christmas content, so keep your eyes peeled for that. As always, if you have any French nail recommendations for next week's video, then do pop them in the comments below. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, all the products I've used are listed in the description box below. If you've not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you hit that subscription button, and I shall see you all again in the next video. Lots of love, take care, bye bye.